There's a power in community. There's power in education. A women's health advocacy group is doing what they can to assist minority women as they navigate their health journey. And oftentimes, that starts with a simple conversation. The Living to Serve Foundation is hosting their annual Sisters Rock Health Fair, and Rhonda Guyton, the beauty and brains behind the entire operation, joins me now. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Ooh, I love that introduction.
You know, we crafted it just for you. So before we get into this event, let's start off with the foundation that you started, Living to Serve Foundation. Tell us about it.
So I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2012, and what I found out is that as educated as I believed I wasn't doing the things that I should have been doing, like my self-breast exam. And had I been doing my self-breast exams, I would have noticed the difference in my breast, and I didn't. And I also noticed that a lot, of course, the statistics show, and what I knew, is that minority women were dying at a higher rate than any other ethnicity. We need to change that. The other thing is that we were not taking advantage of all of the programming and funding that was available. And you know, if they give you $100,000 and you only use 20, the next year they're gonna say, well, you don't need any more than 20 or 30. So people who could benefit will not be able to get those grants. So Living to Serve Foundation was brought because of that. I wanted to make sure there was resources, education, and programming for all women, specifically minority women, so that we have a better chance of survival.
Wow. So let's dive into the services that you're offering, because you've learned your lessons yourself, and now you want to be a change maker for others who may be going down a similar path. So what are some of the programs that you guys offer, and services rather?
So what we do once we learn of a woman who's been diagnosed, and it literally is all word of mouth, which is great that I have a big voice. I want to say I have a big voice, and people will refer people to us. So I have private conversations with them. We give them gift cards to offset the cost of either gas or groceries. If they've had a mastectomy, you get mastectomy shirts. We still have a group of busy bees who make mastectomy shirts for the women, so that they're comfortable. They can put their drain tubes and zip up. It's all free. We give them journals because there's some things that we can't say to people who haven't been through the journey, but we can write it down and nobody has to see it, but sometimes we just have to get it out. And then, of course, we have our annual Sisters Rock event where we have health vendors. We're talking about finances. We know that, as I mentioned before, my chemo is $15,876 a month.
Say that number one more time. Let's let that sink in.
$15,876 per month.
And that's treatment.
That's just chemo. That's not
none
anything
of your other
else.
Responsibilities.
Exactly. And I take 16 pills a day. So you just think about that number. No one's prepared for that number. But my insurance, thankfully, covers the majority of it. But my copay is $4,000. But what we don't know is that CVS has a specialty program and grant where you can apply to offset that cost. Now, I reapply every 6 months, and thankfully, I've been approved. So that's how I'm able to continue to have chemo because of this grant that's specific from CVS Specialty. So there's so much that we don't know that we have to get out. Not, again, for all women. We don't know that these programs and these grant opportunities are there for you. Through Illinois Cancer Care, through Komen, we learn about these different grants that are available to us.
So how do you find them?
Again, word of mouth, doing research, asking questions, and then sometimes people will just tell you, like I was at Illinois Cancer Care, she was like, you know what, have you looked into this? And then you just make the phone call. You do have to take the initiative to do some work, you know, so say, hey, this may be something that'll work for you. They may not have all the details because that's not specific what they work in. And so you just call and you just kind of go from there. Your doctor send over the information, and knock on wood, you get approved for it.
Well, and speaking of sharing this information, you are providing a space for women to come and learn and talk and commune. Let's talk about the Sisters Rock Health Fair. Let's get into the nitty-gritty details and everything they can expect.
So it is tomorrow at the Life Together Center, 3625 North Sheridan Road. We're going to have yoga, so don't come dressed up.
Yoga.
I know we want to be cute on Saturday.
Comfortable.
Yeah, come comfortable. We're going to do yoga, and if you can't get down, we're going to have chairs, so we can also do some chair yoga. So Alicia White is doing that. We got Keisha Woods, who is our keynote speaker. She's going to be talking about that mental health. We got to get our mind right.
Yes.
And that's such a big thing right now. SEFCU is one of our partners, so they're going to be talking about finances because, again, that's always an issue. So we have the financial literacy. And then we also have Lanata Cunningham. She's going to be doing bath bombs. So everybody gets to make bath bombs, take them home. You'll guarantee to get at least 2, enough time to make 2. And you'll have directions on how to make them once you get home. So it's something that you can do with your family, with your kids. After the fact, Mother's Day is coming up.
Yes.
So perfect time to make some bath bombs. We're going to have lunch. And we're also going to do a special presentation to Carle Health, because one of the things we've done, kind of backtracking with Living to Serve, is that we've given over $50,000 to Carle Health to cover those who do not have who do not have insurance or underinsured, so that they can get their mammogram. So you can literally walk into Carle Health and let them know that you don't have insurance or you're underinsured. Ask for the Living to Serve Foundation grant, and it's covered. So we're going to make it another special presentation donation to them tomorrow as well.
That is amazing. And you know what? Being a survivor yourself, someone who has walked through the journey, who understands the importance of events like this, what is your favorite part about the health fair?
I'm a people person, right? So I'm an extrovert for real. So meeting new women, talking to them, helping them get through this journey is so important to me, because a lot of times we're afraid to ask questions. And, speaking from my experience as a Black woman growing up in the projects, Harrison Homes, a lot of times we were like, oh, Papa had that sugar, but we don't know that sugar is actually diabetes. So dispelling those types of things and having those conversations, because if you were brought up that way and your circle is small, sometimes you still don't know. And we don't want to assume that just because you're 30 or 40 years old that you've been exposed to something else and you understand. So it is my mission, my passion, to make sure we're having open dialogue about what this disease is.
It is needed. It is appreciated. Thank you for stepping up and being the person to provide this for women who need it.
Oh, thank you for the platform. And we wouldn't be able to do this without our sponsors. So I would love to mention the Women's Fund of Central Illinois, Peoria North Rotary, Bremer Jewelry, and Discover Peoria. They were our platinum sponsors, and we are so grateful for them pouring into our community, pouring into us, and making sure that we're getting the information out.
Rhonda Guyton, I have absolutely enjoyed this conversation and being in your presence. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. See you tomorrow.